Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be designing social platforms as people. And I've designed a total of 6 characters, and I will tell you each their names as you see them when I finish them. Now, first things first, I was originally planning on doing 8, but I ended up doing 6. So, first starting off with Pinterest. Now, when I usually see people draw Pinterest as a human, they usually are like a mom character. But the thing is, that's how I feel about the colors and such. I actually thought that maybe it'd be cuter if it was like a dad. And so, something you will see after I finish is that, some of the colors you see on Pinterest are actually going to be on Discord and also Snapchat. Because I pictured them as being his sons. And he picks up after them, and he stays at home and looks after them. I felt like maybe a cute name for him would be Patrick, because P and Pinterest, and that's the first thing that really came to mind. And I think it really suits his appearance. Next, we have Discord. Now, I decided to make Discord really young because, as far as I'm aware, Discord hasn't been around for as long as others have. So I decided to make Discord a little boy who, he's in the video game since people often online talk about how Discord is like a platform for gamers and all that stuff. And it's like a joke for people online. And I mean, I don't really use Discord very often, but I do have it, and it's a really good app. But in terms of this character, design actually wasn't hard, because just like in my last video, I came up with these designs beforehand, and coloring them wasn't very hard either, because I already had an idea of how I wanted him to look, as well as the colors, because, I mean, Discord's colors were very simple. I just had to make sure it looked nice. Something I will say is that I regret doing what I did with his eyes because it looks awful, but I'm very happy with how I made his hoodie. Up next in our final boy is Snapchat. Now, the thing about Snapchat is that I actually have never used Snapchat myself, and I do not plan on using Snapchat because I don't like taking pictures of myself. As far as I'm aware, that's what people do mostly on Snapchat. Now, when it comes to this design, I made something that looked nice. I actually looked up online pictures of Snapchat boys, which I'm not sure if that's so much of a good idea, but either way, but in terms of the colors, because Snapchat is only 3 colors, and unfortunately it's a very bright yellow, I had to make really difficult choices when it came to coloring. Of course, yellow was going to be the main color, but when it came to coloring everything else, I kind of got stuck. Especially when I tried to implement Pinterest hair color, because as I said, there's kids, so coming up with the hair color and such was actually pretty hard. And at first, I tried to do like a gradient, then I was like, no, it doesn't look good, so I just kind of mixed the colors together. I will admit I was quite lucky with having them be primary colors, so I guess mixing them wasn't too bad. And this is Snapchat. Next up is our ladies. Now, first up, we're going to start with Twitter. And in terms of my experience with Twitter and my knowledge of Twitter, Twitter is not really the greatest place to be. It's kind of toxic, and something's always happening on Twitter. Just something is always happening, and quite a few people there really need to take a break and chill. But it really does sometimes, other times, seem like people on Twitter actually genuinely are trying to help, but most don't actually do. And I feel like that would probably play into her personality because she would she like I designed to be like a reporter, and she wants to help, she wants to get news out there, but she tends to have a habit of being incorrect and sometimes doesn't want to admit it. Now, when it came to picking her colors, it wasn't very hard. It's just Twitter. However, it did come to a challenge for eyes, so I started adding hints of green into her design because Twitter is only blue, and it's just blue and white, and I needed to have more colors, and so it didn't just look like a blue mess. Next up, we have Madam YouTube, and her design wasn't very hard because I want YouTube to look very triangular and also look very official because that's how YouTube seems to be more nowadays. However, I did, in fact, as I was drawing her, like to imagine that maybe before she became like this, she was a lot more energetic and acted more childish, but now she's trying to, of course, act more official and be more serious than maybe she really even needs to be. And in terms of the colors, it wasn't too hard. I kept switching back and forth on trying to keep everything even and not have too many super bright areas. But I managed to figure it out, and I managed to incorporate the triangle shape in the middle of the red into the design. Something to mention, as I was doing her hair, I was actually kind of thinking about Lady Gaga because I remember back when I was in elementary school, the song Bad Romance was a really big song from what I can remember. So, this is YouTube. Last is Facebook. And I already had a name that I came up with her. Her name is Francine. And I designed her to be like a mom because I imagine that she is Pinterest's wife. Because from what I know about Facebook, it's mostly where families can connect to each other, and parents mostly share a bunch of different pictures on there together, and it's really weird. At least to me, that's just me personally. And basically, her design was very simple because from what I've seen, the interface of Facebook is actually very, very simple. And I want to keep her design very simple, so how many times have I said simple now? So I made the design very minimal and made her look like she's ready to work. And she's very tired because currently, from what I know, Facebook is dealing with a lot of stuff. And, she's just a mom who loves her kids and she's always working. And these are all of our characters. And hopefully you like them because I actually liked them a lot more than I did. Other than Snapchat, I think everybody looked good. Snapchat could use a lot of improvement, especially with the coloring. I think it's like way too saturated, and I still really regret what I did with Discord's eyes, but that's okay. You know, I can't win them all. And hopefully you come back for the next one. And if you have any names for the others I did not name, feel free to leave suggestions. Now, goodbye, and remember to drink water and eat your